Hello, this is Sandra Lee. This is Thursday Tips for Thriving. And let me see about getting this on. Yes, okay. So I am talking about how we can get what we want and figuring out how to get the iPad to show me the comments. It's not working, so we'll do it another time. But manifesting. So it's like people say they want things, but don't do what it takes to actually get them. And so in this Thursday Tips for Thriving session today and the workshop tomorrow, I'm going to talk more about this because this is a problem for a lot of people, wanting, but not necessarily getting, because I'm not doing what it takes for that to be able to happen. So I'm going to tell a little bit of my own story here. So for almost all of my life, I never set goals. I didn't, because I didn't believe that I would get it. And this was really limiting me to the point where I wouldn't even think about what I wanted. If I were to think about what I wanted, the lack of belief that I could get it would be so strong that it would just feel bad. And I didn't want to do that. So I gave up altogether on trying to make that happen. Like, completely give up. And then it's impossible to ever be able to actually get it. Because for me to want something and then have it happen in my life, there's some action that's required. You know, we think about manifesting. And on one level, I think, okay, I just imagine something and just poof, it appears without me having to do anything to have that happen. And yes, that certainly does happen on occasion. But really, what is required ultimately, most of the time, is some sort of action on my part to attract what I want to me, or to actually accomplish it myself in some way or other. So if I feel so badly about my ability to create something in the future, to manifest something, to make something happen, that I'm not going to even want to think about it, because thinking about it makes me feel bad and uncomfortable. And I'm really aware of, I don't know how to do this. I don't think this is going to happen. And this is relevant for any goal, any intention, any manifestation that you might want. Thinking about it in terms of like money or position or job or career or vacation or holiday or any of those things, plus, you know, a physical object or a car or a vehicle or a home, a situation, a career, a pastime, climbing in the mountains. This is relevant for health. If I want something to happen physically with my body, if I want to change the way I eat, I have to be willing to decide what I want, think about it, and then take some action to make it happen. And if I am not willing or able to even think about it and decide what I want, say what I want, then it's not happening, because it can't. I have to allow myself to mentally and emotionally dwell in the realm of, I want this. And that is part of what attracts that experience to me, whatever it may be, in all of those arenas. So what has to come first is the dreaming it, the thinking about what I want. And then we deal with how does this happen? But if I'm not willing or able, don't allow myself to do the first part, then none of the others are ever going to happen. Just reality. So the first part is the dreaming part, the imagining part, the wanting. I know back when I didn't allow myself to write goals, when somebody asked me, "What do you want?" I wouldn't have an answer. I wouldn't even allow myself to think about it and come up with a list of wants. Because again, there's this fear. I don't know how to get that. That's not going to happen. So I don't even want to think about it. So it never happened, right? And it took last year me hiring a coach to get me to the point of actually writing things down. But even though I was writing things down, which is progress, I still didn't believe it. There was no commitment to making it happen because there was no belief. There was no emotion behind it. Again, because I was still in fear that it wasn't going to happen. So yes, I dutifully wrote it down and I maybe even read it to myself daily, but there was no belief behind it. There was no real commitment to it. So I never did anything to make it happen because I'm still in this realm of, yeah, I've said I want this, but it's not happening. So why bother? Or that feels bad. I'm not going to even think about it. So for you, are you living in that place of don't believe that this thing that I say I want can actually happen? Now I've got a different coach and I am living much more in a place of I am going to create this and I'm setting my goal way out there. And understanding that not knowing how actually doesn't really matter. Not knowing how is a sign that I am setting my sights, my goal, big enough that it really challenges me. And it's going to call me forward to do something that I wouldn't have done before. So that is possible for you as well as it is for me or for anyone. And again, this can apply in all of those areas of life that I talked about earlier. Health, relationship, monetary, success, spiritual, physical activity, career, all of those things. You can set that goal way out there and then head in that direction. That's what it takes to make something happen in your life, in real life. And dealing with the lack of belief is a big part of what it takes to get there. I'm not saying I have all the answers because I don't, but I'm on the road and now I'm talking with you about it. So I guess that sort of makes me an expert, I suppose. So let's do a little bit of biofield tuning for this. This is going to be short, but just to allow you to be grounded when it comes to thinking about what you want. Actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. So I find that when I am doing biofield tuning, that what I find in the energy field is very context dependent. So if I am thinking one thing and I start tuning, the energy is doing whatever it's doing, and maybe it's blocked or it's flowing. And if I switch to a more challenging, problematic thought, if I'm feeling bad about myself or I'm feeling badly about the possibility of a situation occurring in my life, like creating something I want. When I go to a place of, ooh, that doesn't feel good. the energy changes in the biofield. It gets more blocked. It gets more stuck. And it can be really stuck. I'll talk more about that in the workshop tomorrow. So doing biofield tuning really shows where somebody is stuck and is able to help that stuckness be able to move so that the person's energy is able to flow and they can create more what they say they want. Biofield tuning supports that. I also do biofield tuning to support, manifesting. One of my clients really wants me to work on supporting him in manifesting. So it's great doing that with the biofield tuning. It's like an important part of manifesting is being able to imagine and put the energy out there for what I imagine. Biofield tuning is amazing at supporting that. I've really been enjoying it. So let's do a little bit of biofield tuning here just to ground you and connect you. So for you listening, whenever, now or at some time in the future, you can do this. Think about what you want. And then I will support you in being grounded and connected and attracting that experience into your life. So, connecting with earth, drawing earth energy through your body and out the top of your head. Allowing yourself to be in the flow of the energy. Manifesting is a flow, attracting and then letting it flow out, in and out. So allowing yourself to be in the energy associated with what you say you want. Now, connecting to the sun above and allowing the energy to flow from the sun. There's an infinite supply of energy and inspiration. All that comes in through the crown. So, and allowing that sun energy to come down to your head, through your body, connecting you to the earth. And whatever guiding forces you believe are out there, God, spirit, universe, guides, whatever, I believe that those supportive energies come in through this channel. So allowing yourself to draw that support in. Allowing yourself in your creative process, your manifestation process, the accomplishment of your goals, whatever they may be, allowing yourself to be supported by the sun, supported by the earth, by the guides. So that you are in the flow of the creative process. Okay, thank you for watching this Thursday Tips for Thriving session. My membership session, my weekly membership session is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're going to go more in depth into this same topic. I might even do a second week of this topic. I'm thinking that next week might be good to expand on this even further. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, creative day. Manifest your life. Thank you. Breathe.